Good morning. Good Monday morning. Good week of Christmas morning. Not that that matters too much. I don't do much with Christmas too much. So, but there are some plans in the works, and so it is Christmas week. And I just thought this morning I was thinking about some different things and how I'm gonna reorganize how I kind of do my mornings and got some plans for Thursday nights and how I'm gonna reorganize some things and redo some things. And I was thinking next week. Not technically next week, but sort of next week is the next year, right? A week from Sunday, a week from this coming Sunday, 2 weeks from yesterday is the next year. It's already next year-ish. That just kind of blows my mind that it's gone so fast, right? It's just like, wow, how did that even happen? I don't know. But it did, right? So we're just coming up onto a new year. I know I don't really make a lot of resolutions necessarily, but I do usually set some goals, which is kind of the same thing, but don't tell anybody. I want to read a book a month or two books a month and start a reading list. And some years I do that, some years I don't. This year I'm wanting to. I got some different personal goals I'm wanting to set this year, and so and some all kinds of different things some things I want. I'm kind of giving myself this 2 week window here to change some things because Chris was blessed with a second. I don't know if you follow his group page, you'll see that he was blessed with a second uh, therapy session each week. Starting after that, we're going to wait and start after the first of the year, but get the holidays past us. But that a second therapy session each week. Did I say that right? Anyway, and so with that, I'm going to have to redo my schedule a little bit because that means we'll be out 2 afternoons every week taking him to therapy. But that's such a wonderful blessing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to get really organized and how to be a little more efficient. I've been a little lax. I could do what I want when I want because I work from home, but I gotta have to kind of hone those things in a little bit. So I'm working on all those kind of things. I'm like, it's already next year, almost next year. I said that was almost already next year, right? And I'm like, wow, this is just like this year's gone really fast. The last 2 years went really slow because we were dealing with pandemics and things like that, and this year has gone really fast. And so I was thinking about those things and pondering this morning, meditating on the things things I can change in myself. What do I want to see? How do I want to improve myself over this next year? I want to do more Bible study. I want to write more Bible studies. I want to fix all the old Bible studies because there's mistakes in them, and that just drives me crazy. So I need to hire an editor. But anyway, so thinking some different things like that, and so. I was just this morning I was thinking about those things and I just began reading and I read several chapters here, all these read, if you go to John, if you have a red letter Bible, 14 through looks like 17 through 17 is just all red. Jesus is just talking. He's getting ready to go to be crucified. I know we're talking about his birth this week, right? Well, I'm always out of step with everybody else, so it'll be all right. Anyway, so but this is why he was born. Literally was to die for the sins of the world. His mission, the whole reason he was birthed in such a miraculous way and lived such a miraculous life and did so many miracles. The whole point was because he was going to do the ultimate miracle, and that was to be crucified, die, and raised from the dead. And that's an amazing thing. And so he's getting ready to complete his mission, right? And he's just kind of dumping all these things into his disciples' lives because he's like, I'm fixing to leave. That's Southern for getting ready to. I'm fixing to leave, and God, the Father, is going to complete the work in me that he sent me here to do. And so in the process here, let me just give you all this stuff. I want to leave you here because I'm fixing to go home, right? I'm going to come back for a little bit, then I'm going for good. But the thing is, he was telling him, I'm leaving the Spirit of truth with you. I'm going to die. I'm going to raise from the dead. I'm going to go home. I'm going to go back to the Father. As a matter of fact, in John 17, which is where we're going to be talking about today, he said, in verse 6, glorify me together with yourself, O Father, with the glory which I had with you before the world was. Before the world was. See, there's so much hinges on that little phrase in Genesis 1. Let there be light. Because there was so much done before God even said that. Now we realize that God existed always, and I just personally can't get that concept. I understand that numbers You got a zero balance here, and they go forever to infinity and beyond positive, and they go forever for infinity and beyond negative. I can kind of adjust to that. But I can't get that concept that God is forever because, I mean, I know it, I believe it by faith, I understand it in that sense, but I can't grasp it because everything we know starts and ends. A life starts and ends. The world had a beginning in the beginning, God said, right? The world had a beginning. That there was a beginning and end to everything that we are accustomed to, and so it's hard to grasp that God is forever. But that's one of the ultimate truths in the Word. But this says, Jesus is saying, "Restore me, give me that glory that I had with you before you said, 'Let there be light.'" I can't wait to go back to that glory that we had, that we shared together. That gives us a little insight into some things Jesus knew that he didn't really share with us much, right? And so I'm reading this John 17, and I get over here to, let's see which verse it is. Verse 15. Now he starts praise. He prays for, he said, he prayed for his disciples. He also goes on and says, "I don't pray for these alone. I'm praying for everyone who's going to believe in me through their word." Because you see, everything we have today in the way of faith came through the disciples, came through Jesus' walk on this earth while he was fully God and fully man here on this earth, right? And so in the middle of that, he says this in verse 15, and I was like, how dare you pray that, right? But he said, "I do not pray that you should take them out of the world, but that you should keep them from the evil one." So he says, I'm not praying that you take them out of the world, out of their situations, out of the difficulties, out of those tough spots, but I'm asking you, God, Father, to keep them, protect them, keep their souls even in the middle of all of those things. Keep them from the evil one. Keep them from becoming the prey of the devil. Keep them help them keep that peace, so to speak. And so I started thinking, I pray that you wouldn't take them out of the world, but that you should keep them. I'm like, I kind of think, won't you just pray that you take us out of this world? Sometimes that might be the better option for me, but he didn't pray that, right? And so I started thinking, he is that keeper of our souls. And so that made me think of Psalm 121, where it says, "He who keeps you will not slumber. He who keeps Israel won't slumber or sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not strike you by day, though the moon by night." So he didn't pray the sun would go away. Oh, is the sun hurting you? Hey, let me take it away. That would destroy the whole earth, right? He doesn't take the bad things away or the things that hurt away. What he does is he keeps us right in the middle of them. He never says, "That's a really tough situation. Let me stop the whole thing," or let me just push this button and reverse. Let's go back over here and reverse it and rewind it so we don't have to live through this. No, he just says, "You know what? In the middle of it, I'm still giving you my peace. In the middle of it, my grace is still sufficient. In the middle of it, I'm still keeping your soul." He doesn't keep us from having difficult things happen, but in the middle of those difficult things, he keeps us. The peace is still there. The love is still there. The grace is still there. Whatever you need to make it through that difficult situation is still right there. It says the Lord will preserve you from evil. He will preserve your soul. He will preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forever. So when Jesus prayed, I don't pray. He literally said, "I'm not praying that you take them out of this world or the hard things. I'm just praying that you keep them from evil." And isn't that what his model prayer in Matthew, is it Matthew 6? He said that he prayed, let me find it real quick, where he says, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. Don't lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. He's not going to take us, he doesn't always take us out of our situations. He doesn't always take away the hard parts. He doesn't always take away the difficult things, the disappointments, the messy stuff of life. But right in the middle of it, he still says, "You've got my peace." Right in the middle of it, his love is still carrying us. Right in the middle of it, his grace is still enough. Right? So today, just be glad that he prayed that the Father would keep us from the evil one. He's going to keep us from becoming like the world as long as we stay hidden in him, because he just shared with them in 2 chapters back about him being the true vine, and they were to abide in him. And I think that protection comes when we abide in him, right? If you want your soul protected, just get as close to God as you can and stay there, right? And he's going to keep that part of you that can't die. He's going to keep us in his love, keep us in his peace, and keep us in his grace. So today, let him keep you. Let him keep you today. Get close enough to let him keep you today. If you don't know how, give me a call. We'll talk about it. Have a great day, you guys. Peace out. Hope I said something that made sense. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.